People experiencing homelessness are our mothers, sisters, friends, brothers that have a series of events that cause them to lose their secure housing, and then they have to face probably one of the scariest things any one of us could experience, right? Not having a safe place to lay my head tonight, not knowing where my next meal is going to come from.
My name is Karen Tyson. I'm 40. I'm 40 now. I was without stable housing for a while. At least better of 3.5 years. I was in a tent the whole time.
Housing is a basic human right, and nobody should be sleeping on the street. The 100 in 100 initiative is focused on housing 100 individuals who are chronically homeless in 100 days.
So our goal in homelessness response is not just to help somebody get housed, but it's also to help somebody stay housed.
So we are now currently, as of today, March 18th, at approximately 240 chronically homeless individuals. Sounds concerning because it is. So this is really focused on a bias for action.
My office is down here. At least it was my office until a couple years ago when I moved out so we could fill it with bunk beds. And so this has allowed us to put 68 more beds up on this floor. We created this space so that the furniture in all of these rooms are flexible. So this is normally a classroom where we teach like life skill classes or computer classes. But when we need extra shelter beds like we do right now, then all that furniture is flexible and collapses and we can put out beds quickly.
I don't think we're heard. I think people hear our voice, but I don't think a lot of us are heard. Some of us maybe. So someone just come in and just be quiet and actually listen to you and know exactly what you're saying. Or if they don't, try to understand where you're coming from without no judgment.
You know, we say we work Monday through Friday, but if someone texts us at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning and they're in crisis, I think being available to someone in need is priceless.
So Dégagé is a Christian organization. Community members started coming in our doors seeking a hot cup of coffee, a meal. As the inner city developed and more people experienced poverty and homelessness in Grand Rapids, Dégagé became that safe place.
Last week we were at 84 housed out of the 100.
And they're trying to reach what's called functional zero. So that's the concept that we recognize homelessness will still occur, but when it does occur, we want to make sure that it's rare, it is brief, and it is one time only. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about homelessness in general. There's a lot of people who are chronic who are staying in shelters or who go back and forth between the streets and shelter.
Before they get to us, it's hard for them, because just think, like, if you go through the worst time of your life and you don't have a single person to call, that's like torture. That's just having to deal with like the worst time of your life alone. It's really hard.
My mom passed away. She was she's my rock, you know. She was all right. When she got home from prison, we got really close. We weren't that close before she went to prison, but when she got home from prison, we got really close. And I didn't have but a couple of years with her before she died. I was just on my own. When I needed help, there wasn't no one to help me. And I had to find out my own way, and that was hard.
They really need what's considered permanent supportive housing, or housing with significant case management and supportive services so that they can stabilize in that unit.
Right now we're at 91 out of 100 housed, and it certainly has taken longer than 100 days. But what we will take away from this is a lot of learning, right? We knew going into this, we're going to fall forward. We're going to lean into not only the successes, but we're also going to lean into the challenges.
See, I had the hardest time. I don't like to do new things. And so coming into an apartment was a new thing all in itself. So I'm still kind of learning how to, after a year, I guess I'm still kind of learning how to get out there and find something to do.
How do you rebuild hope? When you're experiencing homelessness, you're only thinking about survival. You're only thinking about, how do I stay alive and safe?
Well, I ain't never been married. So one day, I figured I'm gonna get married.
We hear the stories of people who are stabilizing in their housing units now, and for the first time ever decided to get their driver's license.
I just bought a grill.
Ooh.
It's gonna be nice outside. I don't like to cook. I never really cooked. I hated cooking. I still don't like to cook.
When you hear these stories and you're able to share these stories, I think it helps remind everybody, first off, that homelessness is real and also can be solved.
We're not going to stop at 100 people. What we're going to do next is we are going to get that by names list, or that list of chronically homeless individuals, which right now sits at about 261, even with 91 housed, and we're going to try to bring that down to functional zero.